And I know, I know some of you guys are going to look at me and say, what? Because I am a fan of Heaven Hill. These aren't bottles that I'm not going to buy. They're just bottles that if I stumble across them at the right price, I might pick them up. Believe it or not, there is a bottle that can go on both lists. Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we are going to go over the bottles that I am chasing in 2025. As you see, I do have bottles. These were the last bottles. I know that I did a haul video for December, and then I added some more bottles because I picked up bottles after that video, and then I had bottles that I actually left out. That tells you how much bourbon I buy. I need to slow it down. Anyway, this is Dry January. I am not sipping on anything. This 1920, shout out to my stepdad, Kenny. He got me this bottle for Christmas. My man Noah, shout out to my man Noah. He came over and we put a hurting on this thing after Christmas. Then, of course, this was an LAX Blue Label Old Forester pick. This thing comes in at 131.9 proof. My first one I actually got off secondary for $1.50, and it was like 133.8 or 0.2, something like that. Of course, Bourbon Judge, JT Mellick pick. I actually left this with Kevin at S&W. Shout out to Kevin, man. I left it with him, and I wanted, people who enjoyed bourbon to come in and actually sample it. So I said, look, Kevin, I'm going to leave this thing with you. People who you think will actually enjoy this thing, go ahead and sample it out. Looks like he sampled it out a little bit because I think I was about here when I took it to the store. And then also another LAX pick. This was the single barrel proof Jack Daniels. You guys know how crazy I am about them things. But anyway, man, like I said, I feel like I haven't filmed it so long. I feel like an amateur. I feel like a newbie again. If you want to know what's in the cup, I've got shaved ginger with freshly shaved ginger, fresh lime juice, a tea bag, and of course hot water to make it tea. That's pretty much it. That's what I've been getting by with in Dry January. But let's get started with the list, man, because I think you guys are going to find this list pretty interesting. All right, so first bottle that I am chasing is going to be the Russell's 13. Now, you guys know Russell's 15 came out, had a price tag of $250. I did not want to spend that. I didn't even chase that. I didn't want to spend that. I was happy when Russell's 13 was around that $90 to $100 price point, and then they kind of bumped up and then went to $150. I was a little sour, but the juice was still good enough to where I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get one. Wind up getting two. You see those on the bar behind me. All right, first bottle that I am not chasing, and I know some of you guys are going to look at me and say, what? Because I am a fan of Heaven Hill. I chase every release from ECBPs. I chase every release from Larceny. But after watching Jason C's review of ECBP A125, and he was like, it's just okay, $75. He said he wouldn't spend anything over. I started rethinking it, man. Like, I didn't have an issue with the 10-year-old releases that they had last year. I thought they were fine, but when you got somebody like Jason C that sits up there and says, oh man, it's like 10 years or some months, and I think it's like 118. I mean, I've even seen some 9-year-olds picks that are in the store that are like 118 proof that I've been thinking about snagging just in case I do happen to fall on one. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. I'm just saying I am not going to chase it. Now, if I see it, hey, it is what it is. I might go ahead and pick it up depending on how much I've already spent that day. But I don't see myself chasing that one this year. Cause like I said, Jason C was like, it's just okay juice, and it's $75. It's probably still gonna be better than a lot of the standard stuff that's on the shelves. But when you're spending $75, it's a lot of great stuff out there. I mean, Rare Breed comes to mind. I mean, look at the price on Rare Breed. Some places you can still get it for $45 to $50. Some places I think like $52.99, $54.99. All right, so second bottle that I will be chasing this year, and the reason why I'm chasing this bottle is because the 70th anniversary was so good. So the new Wild Turkey 101 8-year, they are slapping the 8-year age statement back on that bottle. I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to still be around that $23 to $27 price point. I don't think they're going to charge any more for it. because it's not a special release. It's just going to be Wild Turkey 101 with the 8-year stamp back on it. All right, second bottle that I am not chasing this year. This is the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon of 2025. 12 years old, 700 milliliters. It is going to be 94 proof. The Virginia ABC kind of had weird pricing on it. So like it showed two prices. Both said 750 milliliter, but it had one price of $130 and then it had one price of $200. So I don't know. I'm assuming that the new 2025, the retail price will be around that price point. We know we're probably not going to get it unless it's a lottery or you happen to be at the right place at the right time on a state controlled drop. But I can't see myself for a 12-year-old 94 proof product. Yes, Michter's 10 was amazing at 93 proof. It's very expensive as well, but the birthday bourbons tend to skyrocket and you don't know what you're gonna find them for. Online, they go for way more. So if I happen, like I said, these aren't bottles that I'm not gonna buy. They're just bottles that if I stumble across them at the right price, I might pick them up, but I'm not gonna chase them. So, like I said, the birthday bourbon, 12 years old, 94 proof, man. I just can't see myself running after that bottle. If I stumble on it at a great price or I'm at a Virginia ABC when they have a drop and it comes across the counter, I might think long and hard. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so the next bottle up, I couldn't find any information on this bottle, and this is on a bottle that I'm chasing, number 3 on the list of bottles that I'm chasing is Barrell Batch 37. I feel like an idiot because I was not in my emails. The B drop 44 at yahoo.com if you want to email me, but I was not in my emails and they sent me an email. Barrell sent me an email and they asked me if I wanted to review 36, and I missed that email, man. I feel like a jackass. I did, however, get the ice wine, so I'm fine with that. But if you guys, if you're watching this video, and Mia, if you see this video and you guys plan on releasing the 37, because I mean, you've got 30, 31, 33, you've had all the way up. So now we're at 30, we had 35, we had 36, we gotta have a 37 at some point. It's probably gonna go for anywhere between, I'd say 60 to 90 bucks. Don't know what the proof is. It's always a different proof. It's all the batches when they release them are always good juice. So go ahead, don't even ask. Just go ahead and send it. When it shows up at my doorstep, I know who sent it. So shout out to Barrell. But number 3 on a list of bottles that I am not chasing, and I really have no desire to get this bottle. So this might be one that even if I saw it, I don't think I'd pick it up, especially for 200 bucks. This is the Woodford Double Oak, coming in at 90.1 proof. No age statement on it. Another 700 milliliter bottle. If you find it online, it's probably gonna be way overpriced. I just can't see myself, because one, I'm not a big fan of the regular Woodford Double Oak. I'm not a fan of regular Woodford. Now, a Double Oak pick did change my mind, so shout out to the people that kept telling me to get a pick in the comments, but the pick did change my mind. Now, I did have a mediocre pick after the one I got from Nixon Clinton. Shout out to Nixon Clinton, because that was an amazing pick, but I cannot see myself spending $200 for Woodford Double Oak, which I don't like the regular shelf offering anyway. 700 milliliter bottle, it just, and that 90.1 weird proof that I just can't see it. I can't see myself doing it. All right, number 4 on the list of bottles that I am chasing is gonna be Larceny BPs. Now, C923, monster, man. C924, I bought backups of C924. C924, I believe, made number 5 of my list of bourbons for 2024. That thing was just a monster. I had to go out and get backups. You guys will see my January haul. Even though it's been dry January, man, I've been buying bottles like crazy. Wait until this haul comes out. And you know what? Let's take a quick break, because I got to give a shout out to Matt from Whiskey Wisdom and Sean from Echoes in Eternity. I'm part of a bourbon pick group Poor Decisions with Troy, Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, Sean Eccles in Eternity, Carlos from Whiskey Corner, Barrel Dave. We get in on picks. We don't always go in on all of the picks together, but I got to give them dudes a shout out, man. They did a short barrel, bee's knees picks, 2 375s, honey finished barrels, man. Both of them are great. Now, we've been back and forth on who has the better barrel, man. Shout out to Matt and Sean. They're always going back and forth. I tended to like Matt's barrel. Carlos liked Matt's barrel at first. Then he started loving Sean's barrel. So I'm telling you, man, the link for those bottles will be in the description. Check them out. Go ahead and support the Poor Decision so we can bring more barrel picks to you guys in the future. And 2025, we've got big plans on more barrel picks. Matter of fact, Nashville Barrel Company, we've got a sample kit from them right now that we're looking at doing a pick with them. So if we like any of those 3 samples, then we'll be bringing you a pick. If we don't like any of those 3 samples, we just won't be. That's just how it is. All right, let's get back to this list. So I went over all of the Larceny BPs because they were just that good. Can't wait to see what 2025 brings for the Larceny BPs. The list of bottles, the list of bottles that I will not be chasing. This is number 4 on that list. This is going to be a hard bottle to find anyway. The new Weller 18 coming in at 90 proof. I didn't see a price on it. It's coming in a 700 milliliter bottle, according to the press release. So it's probably going to be some maybe one of a kind bottle. I don't know if the what was that? The Weller, the special Weller that was like $7,500. I don't know if it's going to be in a bottle shaped like that. It could be in its own bottle. At first, I thought it was going to be in one of the bottles like the ones I got behind me because it's got like a gray label. I thought they would do something a little fancier for an 18 year. But there are no pictures of the bottle, just pictures of the Weller word and a gray label and 18 years old. That thing, I don't know how much it's going to be. Probably sky high. You know, everything from Sazerac, Buffalo Trace sells out in minutes. So it's probably going to be one of those bottles that even if you see it, you won't be able to get your hands on it. The Weller Millennium, that's what it was. So I was at a drop. Shout out to my man Brad. Brad picked up the Weller Millennium. I was in the store. I went to that store that day because I knew where it was going to be. So I wanted to see how many people were in line because they only had one Weller Millennium, one Double Eagle Rare, and they had I think it was that Buffalo Trace, not the antique collection, but like the little 375 milliliter bottles from like Prohibition or wherever. But so like if you weren't number 3, you was shit out of luck. So I just wanted to see how many people were standing in line. I get there, my man Brad's like number 2, and then you've got I think like there were 8 more people in line. So it was about 10 people in line. One dude actually walked in and was like, well, too many people for me. So, you know, he already knew. All right, so back to the last bottle on the list that I am chasing. Now, trust me, guys, I am chasing more than what I have on this list. It could go on and on forever. But I wanted to shorten it up a little bit. So the last bottle on this list of bottles that I'm chasing is the Penelope 17-year light whiskey. This thing is coming in at 138.8 proof. It's going to come in retail at $99. Hopefully we can get it a little, you know, hopefully if we do get it, we get it at retail. If someone chooses to raise the price on it, maybe we'll get it a little, just a tad bit more than that. You know me, I try to stick within my 30 over retail. If it's 30 over retail, I'm probably still going to buy it because I'm a huge fan of light whiskey. Anything that's like 99% corn and I think the mash bill on this one was different. I don't think it was 99. I got to go back and look at it, but I think it might have been like 95% corn, then had a little bit of wheat, and then had a little bit of malted barley. It was something like that. But either way, I am a huge fan of light whiskey. You guys know how I felt about the Rye 3. That was my number 3 of 2024. That was a 16-year light whiskey. That thing was amazing. It was a syndicate pick from Drug City. Shout out to the good folks at Drug City. Last bottle on the list of bourbons that I am not chasing this year. This is the Booker's, all of the labels. Me and Booker's have had this weird relationship where it is just They release some good ones, they release some bad ones. They release some good ones, they release some bad ones. At $100 to $120 a bottle, man, that is a gamble for me. I do not like doing that. And then they're only about 7 years old or a little bit more. They're typically always 120 and above in proof. And you know, that's a decent proof, but when you're giving me something like Knob Creek single barrels that I know are 9 years of age and they're 120 proof and they're $59.99, to me, that's a no-brainer. I know some of these Booker's batches can be special, but honestly, and I probably need to do a blind because honestly, I think they'd all probably lose against Knob Creek 9 year in a blind. I mean, I do. Oh, I also heard that Knob Creek is about to start releasing some Castro and stuff. Haven't gotten a concrete word on that yet, but I'm working on it. All right, so believe it or not, there is a bottle that can go on both lists. And that bottle is the Jack Daniel's 14 year. Yes, it is going on both lists. The reason why it is going on both lists is because I will chase it if I know that the Virginia ABC is dropping it at retail. Now, I couldn't find any retail numbers on this thing, but Coy Hill comes in retail at 80 bucks. Jack Daniel's 10 comes in at 90 bucks. Jack Daniel's 12 comes in at 100 bucks. So I'm expecting the Jack Daniel's 14 to follow that $20 higher trend and maybe come in around 120 bucks. Even if it's up to 150, if that is retail for it, I will go out and get it. Downside, comes in a 750 milliliter bottle. Plus side, 125 proof. Now, you guys know how much I love these right here. The Jack Daniel SBBPs are amazing. The ryes are incredible. To me, the ryes are beating out the SBBPs. But like I said, if I can find this thing at 125 proof at like a Virginia 125 proof, if I can find it for retail at like a Virginia ABC drop, yeah, and I'm chasing them. If somebody says, hey man, this store has them, get over there quick, I'm chasing them. But anywhere in Maryland, anywhere in DC, if I hear they have them, oh, the DC Costco's got them, I might, that's a little bit of a stretch for me because it's a heck of a drive, but I might try and go over there. But if I hear a place in DC has them, I'm not running over there because chances are if there's a place in DC that has the Jack Daniel's 14, it's probably going to be about $500 or $600. I've seen the Jack Daniel's 10 for $400. Ridiculous prices. So that is my only bottle that can go on both lists. So go ahead, put the bottles in the comments that you guys are chasing. Put the bottles in the comments that you guys are not chasing in 2025. And with that being said, let the whiskey float. Never run out unless you head it to a drop. Till next time.